Playing for the doghouse.
Oh yeah, DM me. Let me know. Let me know.
There you go. And it's funny, man. You see, bro
We
show
got
up.
big bro.
Then he show up right around the time we talking about UConn. You see that?
Mm.
Yeah, the Huskies is rolling. Oh man, Juju, you tried. You tried,
Juju, do you love me?
I guess they needed my girl Monica, man, to show up, man. USC
Something.
USC legend. If you don't know, go check it out. Most people say it's not a love story, but some people that's another debate for another day. So we got UConn's page. She helped her team to find a spot in the Final Four. She said the men can do it, we can do it too. 80-73 victory over USC. Ah man, oh man, this game here, another one. It was like back to back. I don't even know what type of Monday it was. It was like no Monday night football, but we had Monday night basketball, and these ladies
Nice.
lived up to the expectation of
Mhm.
everything that we thought this was gonna be. I don't know, man. They might have set the bar so high with the Elite Eight that the Final Four may just be like, because the way South Carolina just be, they either gonna blow you out or they're gonna make it a close game, and then they're gonna be like, nah, we got this.
Mhm.
With UConn, they like, look, we're gonna accept the challenge and we're gonna show up. And that's exactly what happened last night. Juju, I think she broke the record, right? She broke the record for the freshman.
Mhm.
How many points was it?
920 is what she
920.
ended up with.
Oh. So she got an
Oh
accolade.
no, that's for the year. I'm sorry. I think the record is like one something.
Actually, didn't Caitlin break a record too for
Yeah,
3-pointers?
yeah. She had the most 3 pointers in a Elite Eight game.
Okay. So we had to get that out there too, just to let y'all know we know what we talking about just a little bit. But UConn's Paige, she outperformed Juju in this game. She stepped up to the challenge. She said, "Look, man, I know
There it
you've been
is.
ball. You got it.
She had 111 points.
Boom. There we
Yeah,
go.
in the tournament, that's the most for a freshman. The second most for a freshman, actually, not the most.
Fresh out of high
Because
school. Fresh
yeah,
out of high school. See what I'm saying? The game has changed, but the defensive
no, it
play.
was. Oh, so Tony, you were actually wrong. It was 110. Tamika Catchings has 111. She had that. Tamika
Oh,
Catchings had
that's the
that
record.
1988. The record is 111, but Juju put up 110, so she was a point away.
Okay. So okay. I mean, well, she was almost there. You can
Yeah, I
only
mean, she
do it
put up
once.
29 points last night, so she balled out.
Put up 29. She did her thing. Forbes showed up. But it was a defensive matchup because I told you, like I said, I tuned back in towards the second half of this game, and I was back and forth. It was back and forth. Every time it looked like UConn wanted to pull away, USC made a run, and then they got right back in it. But at the end of the day, you need big plays from your big players. I would say Juju did make some of those plays, but it just wasn't enough. See, it just wasn't enough. Me and
Almost doesn't count.
yeah, me and Tony was on the same page. And then boom, UConn said, all right, we're gonna go ahead and cut down the net and then we're gonna move on and move forward. But USC will be a team to look out for going forward. Because
Hey, that's facts. That's facts. Juju, man, she different. She different. She didn't really shoot particularly well last night, but she still put up 29 points. And her handles are crazy for who she is and her size. Like it's crazy what she's able to do. They say her game is like Paul George esque, or like like you said. I think you said John Wall with a jumper with a jump
yeah,
shot.
yeah.
It's definitely close because she's very athletic. She just needs to learn to go to her left a little bit more. I had a conversation with my brother last night, and we were talking about this. And I went and looked at it, and he was absolutely right. They were forcing her to go to her left a lot, and she needs to. They made it extremely hard for her to be able to just have a one on one when it was half court session when it was a half court sets. They made it extremely hard for her to be able to do anything that she wanted to do. Whenever she drove, bodies came. Like they didn't allow her to do much of anything. They forced her to pass the ball a lot. And I guess that's why one of her teammates shot the ball entirely too much for me. Because she was
Are you talking about
just
Forbes?
Yeah, she was just jacking up shots, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, you got Juju on the other side." And there was one time when Juju was open on the three by herself, and she just pulled up brick. I'm like, "What is going on? Like, pass her
The
the
moment.
ball." Like, I get it. I get they making it tough for her, but she is kind of sort of what helped y'all. She's kind of the best player on your team. Like, give the best player on your team the ball. I just she and Forrest put a 24. I get that, but she shot 15 threes last night.
She went
She
down
shot
swinging.
15. She shot 15. Juju only shot 6. You almost shot 10 more threes than the best player on your team. And Juju still had 29 and 10. She still had a double double, but I don't know, man. And then Forbes shot 8 of 22 from the field. I mean, like I said, Juju shot 9 of 25, so she didn't shoot well. She didn't shoot well, but they defended her so well. Gino is he's the best women's college basketball coach of all time. I think that's clear.
You
We
gotta say
all
one
know
of.
he's it, bro. I'm sorry. Who has more championships than Gino in women's college basketball?
You're right. You're right. You're right. I was trying to give my girl a little leeway, but you're right.
Nah, I know.
You
Look,
talking championships? You're right. You're
you
right.
saw how I talked about Dawn Staley.
Yeah.
She amazing. I think she deserves to be in the conversation. But Gino is clear cut the best women's college basketball coach of all time. He's been to too many championship games, and
He owned the sport for like
thank you.
for
Thank you.
longer than a
And
decade.
he was kind of sort of forgotten about like the last couple of years. Like it hasn't been like
Just because the talent was
dominating.
better. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just
He has more.
it's
Hold on.
yeah, he
Go
does.
ahead.
He has more coaches. He has more championships than
You right.
any college coach.
You
So
right.
you could say he's the best. He's the best college coach of all time, honestly. But
Because
you
the
know, most
NCAA, the women's tournament was basically like what Shannon Sharp say, the Alabama Invitational. It used to be the UConn Invitational.
exactly that's exactly what it was. It was a UConn Invitational, and now it's just like UConn is getting back to that because they're. I think now I think Gino is one of those coaches that adjusted to the NIL. Like this is something that you need to do if you want to win. You got to be able to adjust to the times,
Yeah.
and he has done that. He has 11 championships, 11, and he has an opportunity to get 12 because they go up against Iowa in the Final Four, and Paige is not only going to score, she's going to defend the best player because she
Oh,
did that with Juju last night.
they're not playing, and they're not gonna go underneath on screens.
Exactly, and
I
then
don't know.
the big girl down low, Edwards, she wasn't letting nobody get nothing.
Mm-mm.
She wasn't letting nobody get nothing. She and then she was cooking whoever was put on her. She made sure she got a bucket on her. She was this team impressed me defensively. That's what impressed me about UConn. They impressed me defensively because now it seems like it just has to be a UConn thing because the UConn men and women just dominated defensively in the Elite Eight. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Shout out to UConn. I wish I wasn't saying this, but shout out to
The men's won last year, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's probably why the ladies was like, "Oh, word, y'all think y'all got this? Watch what we do." Now, when they get to this Final Four and they go up against Iowa, we gonna see how Caitlin does because, like you said, the defense is there. Like they're like, we're gonna take away your best player, and this is you got to make something else shake, right?
Look at him rubbing it in. Rubbing it
Now,
in.
what would be interesting is the conversation that we just had. Gina, I can't even argue with you. Like 11 championships. If you think about the women's tournament, the first thing you used to think about was UConn. Now, if they go up against South Carolina, it would be great to see those two coaches go at it.
I'm hoping that's what happens. Honestly, that's what I want to see. That I want to see that.
Yeah,
I want to see that matchup. I wouldn't be mad if Iowa gets there though, but I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see that matchup. Don Staley versus Gino. I want to see that in the championship game. That would be a great game to watch.
Let's say on the 5th. They play on the 5th at 9 p.m. That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
good one.
Yeah,
So
I'll be tuned in for sure.
nah, I think we all will be because it's gonna be electric. Like who's in the final four for the men's? Didn't like Purdue make it?
Purdue made it. It's Purdue, UConn, NC State, and dang, why am I stuck on the last team?
You see, you see,
Alabama.
you see. But if I'd asked you about
Alabama.
that final four for the women's bracket, you'd have said like that.
Oh, I got them all. Yeah, NC State, Iowa, UConn, and South
See,
Carolina.
hey, WNBA, this is your moment. Remember, the conversation was always like, how come we can't get nobody to watch women's sports? This is the moment. You got to run with it because everybody's tuned in now. Everybody's locked in on these lady players. You got to take the moment, take the mantle while you got it. Because right now the NBA is it's a little shaky. It's a little shaky. Kind of like
Ooh.
this, kind of like this relationship we're gonna talk about right after we talk about these IG chats that we got.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So these IG chats we have, basically you get all breaking news here and on these IG chats. This is IG stands for